Hey everyone, I wanted to make a quick video here as this past week I'd kind of been reflecting on a few things of, is the hobby growth sustainable? What would push it higher? And ultimately I kind of thought of, how do you get, after seeing all the footage from the NFL draft and how integrated Fanatics was, it was how do you reach more of those fans? And it really made me think that Fanatics is a unique opportunity that we just haven't seen. As you'll see, NFL Shop, a Fanatics experience, they are in control, and this is something we haven't seen out of other, card manufacturers for quite some time. To have this kind of integration across cards with the licenses as well as memorabilia and the fan experience. And so this past week, I kind of been thinking, if you think of an average man cave, you don't really think of cards. And so I actually even went to Gemini and I said, create a man cave for someone who's a huge Denver Broncos fan. And it generated this photo, which reminds me of kind of was what I had in mind in many ways, right? You see pennants on the walls, you see photos on the walls, you see maybe a jersey, maybe an autographed jersey, posters, um, carpeting, pool table. As far as collectibles, you sort of have uh, helmets, maybe autographed helmets. You might have autographed footballs somewhere. You may have game tickets framed. You might have a mini bar that's going to have shot glasses or beer steins or beer glasses, lights in the background, all sorts of different wall art, collectibles, things of that nature. But you don't see sports cards. I tried Googling it. I found, you know, Pinterest images for man caves. Here tips to decorate your man cave. I did the same for baseball. Sometimes they have stadium seating. Sometimes they have miniature stadiums. Maybe you'll see, bobbleheads or some kind of collectible or trinket, but you just never really see cards. And even just looking at this image, it could be very simple where there's a helmet case right next to it, football cards, right? Or shelving of football cards. A John Elway rookie card, a Champ Bailey card, a Peyton Manning as a Bronco, Tim Tebow, Demarius Thomas, Terrell Davis, anyone you can name. You'd think there would be more reach of that in the hobby, and you just don't see it. So then I decided to just go on NFL Shop and kind of search around at what they even had advertised for sports cards, and they had a few cards on the site, nothing crazy, kind of an odd assortment of cards, but they were at least on the Fanatics site on the shop, and just as similar as you would find display cases. Of course, they don't have card display cases, which is something I think they should expand on. And but they have, of course, bobbleheads. They have all sorts of trinkets, and it's kind of like someone really going to pay $40 for Bonex bobblehead as opposed to a Bonex rookie card. Like what is it going to take for Fanatics to bring those types of fans over? But I think there's a great opportunity that I don't think people are necessarily thinking about. If you go back to Topps Chrome football in the 2000s, some of those serial numbered cards, usually, you might have a red to 25 and then maybe a gold to 50 or gold to 199. But you're talking about, a few hundred pretty scarce serial numbered cards that if you brought in, in the context of the entire season ticket holders for the Denver Broncos, is an extremely small uh, amount of cards to be spread across that many people if you truly do grow the hobby. So those are just thoughts I had. It's nothing groundbreaking, but just something I think is not discussed often enough as to how the hobby can really grow with Fanatics controlling the license. So thanks for checking out the video, and feel free to leave a comment. Thanks.